I always do that. I start the streams on mute. I just thought I'd surprise you all by starting a little bit early because, well, I can. Now, apologies. My skin this week has decided to just attack me, so I'm not in my best shape this week, guys. I've been a little bit under the weather the last couple of days. I think I've just been a bit too busy, to be honest, with work, YouTube, and getting back into the swing of training and stuff. So my skin has just gone full attack. So apologies for that. I won't speak any more about it. Hope everyone's doing well and are ready for Game Week 4. Idea with this little final thought stream, I go through my team, how it's looking. We've just had all the press conferences, so I will. I've done a little roundup of basically all the key news that came out of the press conferences. So we'll go through that. Trying to think what else. Yeah, just talk about my team, who I'm going to captain, that kind of jazz, really. Ahead of the deadline stream tomorrow morning. I'll be live for about an hour, I reckon. So yeah, let me know if you're in the chat. Say hello. Feel free to chime in. Say hello. Ask me any questions you got. Let's get right on into it. So first thing to show is probably my team, isn't it? Hopefully you can see that with the quality of the stream. I've gone for... Let's zoom in a little bit. There we go. I've gone for Dean Henderson in goal, Anthony Robinson, Guardiola and Colwill, Gordon Eze, Salah, Smith Rowe, Isak, Haaland, Solanke up front. I've got 2 free transfers, nothing in the bank, but gotta be honest, I don't think I'm gonna make a transfer with this team. I just can't justify a transfer. You know, I've been interested in bringing in a Liverpool defender. So, you know, Guardiola to Robertson could be a thing. But ahead of Guardiola playing Brentford at home, and there's some key Man City team news over the international break that I think makes Guardiola kind of locked in to start that game. So not too worried about him. Colwill, but again, who's going to replace Colwill? Gordon, Eze, Salah, Smith Rowe, quite happy with those 4. I'm looking to do Gordon to Mbumo at some point. But given that Gordon's got Wolves away as his fixture, I don't necessarily think now's the time to do that. Isak, Haaland, Solanke up front. I don't see any reason to sell any of those guys. Solanke, I'll give an update on him in a second, but I think he should be playing against Arsenal. I've held him this long. I'm not too put off by the Arsenal fixture. You know, I picked Solanke in my team for a reason, and those reasons for picking him are still valid. So for me, I don't see any real reason to get rid of him. And then a bit annoyed by Lewis Hall. His price has gone down to 4.4 million. So yeah, I've got a bit of a interesting one to deal with him, but we'll roll with it. We'll roll with the price falls. I'm pretty sure Solanke and Isak, though, have remained at their price, right? Yeah, Solanke's still 7.5. Isak's 8.5. And then Hall, unfortunately... Oh, he's gone down to 4.4. Brilliant. Brilliant. What can I do, eh? What can you do? What else we got? So I thought what I'd do is just go through my score predictions for the week, and then I've got some projected, like predicted goals, predicted goal scorers, etc., courtesy of, excuse me, sneezing. I've got a really bright light on my face that I think is making me sneeze. Courtesy of Rob T FPL. So I've got all that kind of betting market data that I usually share. So yeah, here are my score predictions for the week then. I've gone Southampton, Man United. I reckon Man United are winning that one 2-0. Brighton, Ipswich. I think Brighton, they're going to do well in that game. I've gone 4-2 as the scoreline. I don't think Brighton keep a clean sheet because Ipswich are decent. But I think Brighton are going to have a field day there. I've gone 4-2 in that one. Palace and Leicester. I've gone 2-1 to Palace. Fulham, West Ham. I've gone 2-2. Liverpool, I think, beat Forest. I've gone 4-0 in that one. Gone for a big one. Man City, Brentford. I've got a feeling Brentford score, but Man City good enough to win that game. I've gone 3-1. Villa, Everton. I've gone 3-0. Bournemouth, Chelsea. I've gone for a 3-2 away win for Chelsea. Spurs and Arsenal. I've got a feeling that one's going to be a draw. I've gone 3-3. I think it's going to be quite a high-scoring game. It's the most exciting game for me of the weekend. One I'm most looking forward to. But yeah, I reckon that's going to be 3-3. And then Wolves and Newcastle. I've gone 2-1 in that game to Newcastle. No Shavids. I'm not too bad, mate. I was just saying, sorry about my face. My skin has decided it's not been very happy with me this week. So apologies for that. I can't really do anything about it, though. Projected goals, clean sheet odds. So yeah, this is data from Rob T FPL. So he takes data from spread betting markets. I always say betting markets, bookmakers, gambling companies, etc. are literally the best source for projected outcomes because they spend so much money on these algorithms and maths to produce these numbers that they're going to be the best because they've got the most investment behind them. So why not utilize them for FPL, which is obviously what Rob T FPL on X does. Be sure to follow him. I don't make this data myself. And here are all the datas. I'll talk through datas. I'll talk through all the key teams, and then it's on screen if you want to look at kind of the teams that are less highlights, I guess. Man United and Southampton. Man United 1.95 projected goals, 31% clean sheet odds. Crystal Palace 2 projected goals, 36% clean sheet odds. Liverpool 2.8 projected goals, 46% clean sheet odds. 2.15 goals for Villa, 40% clean sheet odds. Arsenal, Tottenham, I think the projections are basically saying that's going to be a 2-2. Brighton, 2.4 goals, 42% clean sheet odds. Man City, 2.95 goals, 46. And yeah, that's kind of the highlights. Other teams projected to do okay in terms of goals are Chelsea and Newcastle. Would you bench Rodgers or Jackson? Ooh, that's really tough. That's really tough. I would probably say Rodgers because he hasn't had a return yet, has he? And his data, his underlying numbers are not actually all that good. Bear with it, I'm just going to blow my nose. I've sneezed. Whereas with Jackson, like Chelsea are decent for like going forward and scoring goals. His underlying data is good. So yeah, I would probably bench Rodgers. Yeah, you can't you can't be benching Saka. I agree. I'd probably bench Rodgers there, mate. As tough as that might appear to be. And then here is just a more detailed list. Rather than going fixture by fixture, this is projected goals and clean sheet odds ranked, basically. This might help you. So we've got a longer list than this, but this is the top projected goal scorers. So the projected goals for top players for projected goals this game week, basically, according to those same betting markets. So Haaland is, well, he's 1.13 projected goals. So, I mean, that means he's basically guaranteed to score according to the bookmakers. And you can see all the rest of the players there. We're not going to go through them all in detail. And here is a bit longer of a list. And maybe as a deciding factor between Nicholas Jackson and Morgan Rodgers, you can look at the goal scoring odds, which we can do. So Jackson is 0.42 and Rodgers is 0.35. Bloody hell. That's really close, isn't it? And then you'd turn the table to say that Rodgers is probably more likely to get an assist, I would say, than Jackson. Well, it's such a hard decision. Christopher, I would probably get a coin out and flip the coin. I say heads is Nicholas Jackson, tails is Rodgers. Would you have Semenyo or Rodgers? I would go for Rodgers right now. He's a little bit cheaper, has better fixtures. I'd probably just give Rodgers the edge. But I really do like Semenyo. I just think the fixtures for Semenyo next two are just really tough. Chelsea, Liverpool. I've got Son, but want Palmer this week. But Son's fixtures are good, and I can get rid of Saka for Salah and Isak for... I just keep hold of Son, mate. Don't make those kind of luxury transfers. They usually don't really work out. So I would probably keep up. If you like Son, I would keep him. Hi Tom, Louise Jackson or Mbumo Havertz? Why not Mbumo and... I prefer Mbumo anyway, I think. Why not Mbumo and Solanke or Mbumo and Isak, if you can? I'm not a massive fan of Jackson or Havertz, to be honest. Thoughts on transferring out Havertz? However, I need a 6.4 million value forward with a good... Yeah, I would go... FPL chats, I would go for Wissa of Brentford, to be honest. And then Havertz... All depends on Odegaard, really. Sterling, I wouldn't go near Sterling, mate. I just wanted to give a roundup of some news from the press conferences as well. So, obviously, Erling Haaland lost a good friend of his this week. He's trained, and Pep is just saying he will evaluate tomorrow if he's fit and ready. I think Haaland will be fine. Rodri and Foden are both back in training and available to play. So, I would say that's good news for Man City. And then Ake is expected to be out until the next international break. So, yeah, Guardiola should be in the team for a few more weeks. Got a bit of news from Crystal Palace, Arsenal and Tottenham. So the news on Palace is that, well, it certainly looks like Eddie Nketiah is expected to play. I think Palace will line up in like a 3-5-2. So I would imagine, I'm not an expert, but I would imagine it's Eze behind Mateta and Nketiah. That kind of be how they line up. Odegaard needs more tests, apparently. He's super positive about everything, but we'll have to wait and see. Arteta can be a bit coy with his players in press conferences. So, yeah, I would proceed with caution on Odegaard. And I don't think he'll start. I've got to be honest, I don't think he plays. I just don't think he plays. I think he gets rested against Tottenham and then maybe plays in game week 5. And with Odegaard being rested, I don't think that means good things for Havertz either. I would agree, Harmony. I'm hoping that Solanke is good. Well, it looks like he's good to go. He's been training this week, so I think he'll start against Arsenal. And given Arsenal are without Rice, Calafiori maybe, and Odegaard, I think Solanke could do well. So, Harmony, I'm very much looking forward to having him too. 3 weeks, yeah, that's what I saw about Odegaard as well. Big news on Villa is that both Ollie Watkins and Ezri Konsa are available. So they were both injury doubts, but both back in the team and ready to go by the looks of it. And then it's just some news, basically. I'm not going to read through it all, but from Slot on Liverpool rotation. Yeah, not much more to say, really. I think Liverpool have done well, obviously, in their first few fixtures, like midfield and forward lines. But given European competitions and stuff kicking off, yeah, we're going to see some rotation amongst that Liverpool team. I don't see any other way about it. I'll go back to my team for a little while. What I'll do, I'll just make the screen a little bit smaller and then make it a little bit bigger, like that. So we can go a little bit bigger. There we go. So yeah, I hope everyone's doing well. I'll be live for the next 45 minutes or so, and then I've got a stretch and warm up ready for training tonight. So yeah, feel free to shoot any questions at me. I'll do a little bit of a Sky Sports News kind of vibe where I cover the same stuff over and over again. So I'll do another round of all that news, etc. for any new people that are here. Thank you, Offcourt. Yeah, be sure to like the stream if you are enjoying it. Joe, what's your predictions for both Foden and Haaland? I think Foden's got a good chance of starting, I really do. Because Doku's not been playing very well. So I think Foden could play, and Haaland, obviously the news is really sad, and I'm not going to try and take away from that, but I think Haaland plays, personally. 2 free transfers will roll this week, and next game week, then get Wissa for Isak, Haaland for Muniz, and Salah out to get him. Yeah, I don't mind that. One thing I would say, if you're looking to transfer out Salah in game week 5, I think you're going to regret it, but I don't think that's your plan, because you want Salah as your captain in game week 5, I think. I think I'm going to go and bench Rodgers. Tagged you in a funny video. Is that on Twitter or something? I'll have a look at that in a sec. Thoughts about Salah over Haaland as captain? Well, you just give him the vice, couldn't you? Because I think, given that recent news, Haaland starts or he doesn't. Like I don't see if there's a way that news would put Haaland on the bench. Do you know what I mean? I think he either starts or he's just not in the squad. And so that means I would just captain Haaland and then vice Salah, personally. Just keep the faith, mate. Keep the faith. You got Bruno against... I don't think that team is too bad. Bruno, Isak and Eze. I think Bruno's the only one you'd want to get rid of there. But he's got Southampton. I think he could do well against Southampton. Nice one, Adam. I have done a number of... wildcard videos if you want to check them out. I'm just going to grab my phone so I can check Twitter and see what Christopher has sent me. 2 seconds. Oh, hope everyone's doing well though. What are your plans for the weekend? Oh, I'll give you a follow, Chris. Oh, I can't play that like too loud. Good video. Thank you very much. I've done like 3 of them, to be honest. And yeah, my mind has changed quite a lot on players I would pick on wildcard. So yeah, check them out. And I think with pretty much all of the wildcard videos I've made, I've done multiple drafts. In my most recent one, there's lots of different options in terms of players to select. And I've also accommodated for lower budgets as well. So yeah, if you don't quite have the 100 million team value or just gotten unlucky on price falls, etc., I made a draft that suits you as well. What else happened this week? Other than my face turning into mush, as you can see. What else happened? I booked a little trip to Venice in November. That's quite exciting. So yeah, I'm going to go to Venice. I'll probably record a few videos from Venice, which would be pretty cool. What else is going on? That's about it, really. Booked a trip to Venice. Had a really busy week of work in YouTube and training. Probably why I look like this, because my body's just saying, "Oh my God, what have you done?" Stop talking about myself. Let me know what you guys have got planned for the weekend. Oh, my granddad is 94 years old. He was 94 yesterday. So we're all meeting up in my hometown tomorrow. I'm running straight after the deadline stream. We're going to meet him for lunch. 94. He likes fish and chips, so we're going to go for fish and chips. Keep firing your questions in. I'm just talking about my life now. It's not FPL, is it? Yeah, I know, what a legend. He's a very healthy man as well. He doesn't really drink, eats well. All good. Yeah, man, I'm doing all right in swimming at the moment. We've gotten back into like a real big training block now. So yeah, that started a couple weeks ago. So yeah, I've been swimming with bungees and something called a power tower. I'll show you what a power tower is. 2 seconds. We'll look at the projected goals while I show you what a power tower is. It's basically a bucket on a pulley, and you fill it up with water and pull it while you swim. So you attach like a belt around your waist and pull. There you go. There's a picture of a power tower, and then you pull the power tower along. So yeah, that's what it looks like. Put that on the pool side. I don't know. I think we had about £100 of water in there the other day that I did it, and the idea is that it really shows up where your stroke is inefficient because you just stop dead because you're pulling a lot of weight. So yeah, I've been getting those out. And yes, over the summer, my times did improve. I had 2 swimming goals at the start of the year. One was to do a 59-second 100-meter freestyle and a 25-second 50-meter freestyle. And I hit both of them a couple of weeks ago. So I'm very happy with that. Have you checked out any of Paul Saladino's content? I've been watching loads lately and tempted to give the animal-based diet a shot. Fair enough, mate. To be honest, I just eat stuff that's like natural and single ingredient. This is probably why my body's done this, because I had a little bit of processed food this week and I think I just rejected it. But yeah, I just try to eat stuff that's natural basically. So like, I cook it all in olive oil. I just have meat, veg. Yeah, that's about it really. How are you feeling about Hart? I think it'd be fine, mate. Honestly, I think it'd be fine. And if he doesn't play, I'm happy to captain him and then have Salah as my vice, because the Haaland news surely means that either he, I'm not trying to take away from the situation, but I think, the news that Haaland's got, he either starts the game or he's not in the squad at all, right? I think that's what happens, and in that case, you can just give him the captain and vice Salah. What do you want? Nice replacement picks for Haaland? I mean, there isn't one really. I would still pick him, and then just have someone on a bench, right? On the bench. Yeah, I agree. Off court, my car unfortunately only runs on like 99 octane fuel, so I can only get Tesco Momentum or Shell V Power. That's all my car, or BP Ultimate. I think only runs on those. Which, when you're on a long journey, is quite annoying. And I don't know if you have ever noticed service station petrol prices in Britain, but they are an absolute joke. I mean, I'm putting myself in the shoes of Haaland, right? If I had a loss like that in my life, I would want to play. This is me personally, not saying it's Haaland's decision, but I would want to play in their honour. And if I score a goal, I can pull up a T-shirt or something with their name on, right? That would be what I did if I lost a friend. I think I'd be ready to go and do that. But that's just me. Yes, Notion Vids. We're good mates, me and FPL Tom. Both going for that 10k mark together. He's a really good guy, really good YouTuber. I definitely recommend checking him out. I think he's going to be streaming at about 8 PM, I think he said today. Probably doing something similar to me. Yeah, big ups FPL Tom. Yeah, Haaland's going to play. I don't know if your editor is watching me, but I would say that would be misleading your readers and would be counterproductive, personally. If you work for a journalistic outlet that I won't name on here. Actually, I would say Ben is your guy to ask that to, Celtish Celt, because I do think Robertson is better than Virgil van Dijk. But there's no... what am I trying to say? But there's no replacement for Van Dijk. Like, I think Van Dijk can play 38 Premier League games per season and all the European games. Whereas Robertson, because he's got Tsimikas as his backup, yes, he could feasibly play all the Premier League games, but there's a chance he could be rotated. So Robertson per game is going to score more points, no doubt in my mind. But Van Dijk is going to play every game, you know? So that's the kind of difference between the two of them. You're probably going through that in your mind already, but that's just where I'm coming from. And it's not like Van Dijk doesn't bring goal threat, right? He could quite easily score a header from set pieces and stuff. I think one of the seasons that Liverpool were exceptional in the Premier League, he was one of the highest scoring defenders in the game. In history, sorry. One of the highest scoring defender seasons in FPL history. That's what I was trying to say. There's your answer from Ben, the Liverpool fan journalist. I'd go Robbo on that then. You can blame Ben if it goes wrong. Only joking. This is a bit tongue-in-cheek. Oh, mate. Onana is... I would not... I don't know what anyone else in the chat thinks about Villa's Onana, but I would be picking Rodgers over Onana 100% of the time. 100% of the time. Between Mbumo or Semenyo, whom should I go with this week? Oh, I'd go Mbumo because he's on penalties and free kicks. I'd give it to Mbumo. Oh, God, Semenyo could do well against Chelsea, though, couldn't he? Oh. God, Nicole, I would pick up a coin if you've got a coin. Heads is start Mbumo. Tails is start Semenyo. And do that. Ben, big ups, mate. Take care, mate. Take care. Rodgers or Semenyo, I'd definitely go Rodgers, I think. I wouldn't sell Son this week. Unless it was to fund another move, I wouldn't be rushing Son out. Oh, Onana's a defensive midfielder, mate. I would... You're asking me for my opinion, I'm giving it. I would pick Rodgers 100% of the time over Onana. I wouldn't even have Onana anywhere near my team. I don't think anyone can say that about Rico Lewis. I personally do think he plays, but with competition in the name of Kyle Walker, I can't be 100% sure. Yeah, Walker's in training, Sally. So yeah, he's good to go. He's in training, ready to go. So yeah, I mean, that obviously leaves the question, does he play or does Rico Lewis play? What's your favourite Villa defender? Dean can be such an FPL troll. Oh my God. I'd probably say Konsa, because Martin's a left back, isn't he? So it's going to be Dean or Martin that play there. I'd probably say Konsa. Or top 3 or 5 captaincy picks. I think you have to look at these stats. Top projected goal scorers. I'd say Haaland, Salah are my 2. I'd put Isak right up there as well, you know. And then Eze's heavily backed. All the expected points algorithms say that Eze is going to be good as well. Who to bring in for Hall / Van de Ven around the same price? Which one would you rather get rid of? I'd definitely get rid of Hall because Van de Ven's going to be playing, but Lewis Hall isn't. So, yeah. I would say Van de Ven is, when he's fit, he's going to play. But Lewis Hall is clearly not going to play when he's fit. Well, not every game anyway. Who would I bring in? Are they both 4.4? It's a decent move, but I wouldn't do it this week. I'd just wait. Like, if you're making a luxury transfer to free up funds for next week, why not wait till next week and then make 2? Because the worst possible outcome is you do De Bruyne to Eze and Eze gets injured or something like that. Whereas, you know, if De Bruyne gets injured this week, you can then use that transfer. You see what I mean? I just wouldn't make that kind of luxury transfer. I was just going to check if Van de Ven was still 4.5. Yeah, he is. Start Wood or Winks? Wood every time, man. Wood every time. Just give it Wood. I think it's Haaland, mate, is my number 1. Haaland for captain, Salah vice, just in case Haaland doesn't play. I think Eze could do well this week. Especially with Nketiah, who's likely to play. I think that could be a nice little setup. Solanke or Mbumo, that's a good one. I'd say Solanke. Just with like the setup that Arsenal are in with no Rice, the fact that Solanke's the home team, whereas Brentford are playing away. Yeah, I'd say Solanke. Just. Good to see you, Alex, mate. Thanks for joining the stream. By the way, if you're enjoying it, please leave a like rating. I'd appreciate that. I think Mbumo for me. I will be buying Mbumo next week for what it's worth. Or over the next 3 weeks, though. Who's Solanke got? Because Mbumo's got Man City, Tottenham, and West Ham. Solanke's got basically the same. God, that's so tough. My favourite 4 million defender is probably Greaves of Ipswich. Just because he's going to play. I've got Johnson in there at the moment. That's been a bit of a nightmare, to be honest, because he's not playing. So yeah, I'll probably say Greaves. Saka to Palmer, Jota or Son, game week 5. Why would you sell Saka? Yeah. I'd probably, at that lot, I'd probably say Palmer, to be fair. I can see your logic. You got a free hit on a transfer there, haven't you? Yeah, I'd go Palmer. In fact, no, you can't do it today. Yeah, I'd do Saka to Palmer. Thoughts on Gibbs, White to Mbumo? Yeah, why not? Did Greaves used to play for Hull, did he? I didn't know that. I would say I've just said this, and I'm not pretending to be Erling Haaland or to take away from the fact that he's lost a friend. But if I was in his position, I don't know how you guys would feel about this, but putting myself in his shoes, if I was, you know, his friend, etc., I'd want my mate to play and score. I think he's going to be playing, extra motivated, have a little t-shirt on underneath and show it when he scores. That'd be my view. But the thing is, with Haaland as well, if that kind of situation, he either starts the game or he's not in the squad at all, I don't think this kind of situation would put him on the bench. It just doesn't make sense. So for me, yeah, he either starts the game or he's not in the squad at all, which means you can captain Haaland and vice captain Salah, like I've done here. Mate, FPL Tommy, we were just talking about you. Notion Vids, who I might still be in the chat, he was saying the two of us are close to 10k subscribers. And Christopher is telling Porkies. Yeah, I don't know. Leif Davies, for me, I just can't be picking defenders that I don't think will keep clean sheets. I do think he'll do well from an attacking perspective, but I just can't pick defenders I don't think can keep clean sheets. Sorry. There you go. Big ups Greaves. Oh, Palmer to get Haaland from -8. Nah. Nope. Brought in Mbumo and Wissa before price rises and drops. Now, I'm thinking I should get Semenyo instead of Mbumo and Wissa change back to Isak. I think you want Mbumo and Wissa in there, to be honest. I think they're going to be really good from next week onwards. Their fixtures from game week 5, Spurs, West Ham, and then they're all really good up until like game week 12 or 13. So yeah, I would keep them. Bart Verbruggen, yeah. So the Brighton manager said at the start of the season that he's clear that Verbruggen is his first choice goalkeeper. So is there like an injury date about him or something? No, he'll play. I'm pretty sure he'll play. Like I said, the Brighton manager said that he's the first choice. Hello from Rhode Island. Big ups, mate. Doing Matoma. Ooh, I'm not sure, but who else is at that price? How much is Matoma? 6.6. Bloody hell, he's gone up. I just don't like Brighton midfielders because you just don't know who's going to start because they've got so many options. Why can't I pick 6.5 either? That's really annoying. Who would I pick at that price point? It's slim pickings, isn't it? You know what? He probably is the best player at that price point. But the Brighton fixtures they're not great. Oh, Mbumo, definitely. Mbumo is my, other than Eze, if you can get Eze as well, Mbumo and Eze are just clear in my opinion. Because Pedro's on penalties, mate. That's why. And I would actually suggest that Pedro's minutes are better than Welbeck's because Welbeck is well known to get injured quite a lot and has both Pedro and Ferguson for competition. And Pedro's on penalties, so that's why. Haaland will play, in my opinion. And if he doesn't play, just vice captain Salah. I wouldn't be transferring out or worrying too much about Haaland. Not to take away from his situation, but you asked my opinion, so. No dramas, mate. That's what I'm here for. I don't think Muniz was ever a buy in the first place, to be honest, mate. I say that and he'll score a hat-trick this week, but yeah, I don't like him. What do the fixtures look like? They're all right, aren't they? It depends. I think the best replacement for Muniz is Wissa. And this is not the week to buy Wissa as he plays Man City. Excuse me. So I would give Muniz one more week and then you could sell him for Newcastle. That's why I asked Tom that question, mate, as well. I'm happy to stream with him again. It's just, I don't know, it's just not something we've messaged about recently. Not for a want of not doing it. I think just the two of us have been really busy, to be honest. With all the training and stuff I do, my like evenings and stuff can be quite full. So I really struggle to commit to evenings. So I'm a little bit difficult to get hold of. I think I'll almost definitely double up, but I don't think I will be wildcarding. I don't think I'll be wildcarding, to be honest. I don't mind my team. I'm going to get in a Liverpool defender for Guardiola. I'm going to get Mbumo in for Anthony Gordon. And then I think my team's all right. Buonanotte, Rogers. Oh, mate, Rogers, definitely. I also, because I only have a cheapo MacBook, I can't really... I find it really hard to do a live stream where I have a video of the other person on the stream and then sharing graphics at the same time. So when me and had Gian Batra on Sunday, I couldn't share any graphics because as soon as I tried, my laptop just crashed. So yeah, maybe Tom can have a go. He might have a better setup than me as well. Great stream so far. Have De Bruyne, but thinking I just keep De Bruyne this week, mate. Keep him this week. I'm a swimmer, Sean, so I got training tonight. Got a race pace set, which is gonna kill me. But yeah, I'm a swimmer. So yeah, I swim 3 times a week, and well, sometimes 4, and then I lift a few times a week as well. That's my training. Is João Pedro a risk considering international break and Ipswich game not bad for a rest? Could Welbeck be a better shout? I definitely wouldn't say Welbeck is a better shout than João Pedro. I don't agree with that. I think João Pedro will play this week, but I would also say Wissa is better than both of them. It's just a shame that Wissa plays Man City this week. I think I would bench Smith Rowe. I'd always favour the number 9 for the team and play Muniz. Thank you very much, Offcore. Oh, Sean, I've been swimming since I was 6, maybe even younger than that. I've always loved it. I stopped for a little bit when I started college and got my first job because I just didn't have time. And then moved to Bristol a couple of years back and just gone full attack into it again, basically. So yeah, I've been really enjoying it. And the team that I swim with are like sprint focused, whereas a lot of swimming training is much more distance focused, and coaches can get off on making you swim really long distances throughout a week, but it doesn't actually make you any better at swimming. You need to be doing it with good technique and at good speed. So the club that I swim with now focus on speed, power, and sprinting, which is, I don't know, I always find it really fun. Whenever I go swimming on holiday, I struggle to like paddle around a swimming pool. I always get too excited and then just sprint about. So yeah, it's basically the best place I could be swimming, really. I just really enjoy it. And we've got a nice group of people that do it. So I've got lots of friends and stuff. The team needs a kit. That is my kit, mate. Thank you very much. I will definitely be keeping it up. Yeah, I mean, I'm open to having a redesign of my kit. Hoops or stripes? I mean, I'm clueless really when it comes to shirts. Oh, I've just quit fantasy now. I'd just go Smith Rowe. I think Smith Rowe is the one. Stripes. All right. I respect all of the Premier League incentives as to why they're there and their causes, but they all look a bit rubbish in terms of sponsors on a shirt, don't they? What about black and grey? That looks terrible, doesn't it? What about red? Go for that. Update kit. I think I'd do some kind of, like the dream, right? This is big long-term dream. The dream would be to be able to do this full time to the point where I don't need to work anymore. And then alongside, I would want to teach other people how to stop doing a 9 to 5 and do YouTube full time, I think. Not that I dislike my 9 to 5 job or anything like that. I really enjoy my job. But it'd be a dream to do this full time, wouldn't it? And then, yeah, as a result of doing that, teaching other people how to do exactly the same, I think is is good. You know, being able to have a job where you can. I can't say too much about my job, Sean, but I just work as a project manager. Yeah, I'll say that I'm a project manager. So yeah, teaching other people how to like build a YouTube channel or an online business or something, I think would be really cool. You can probably find out, to be honest. It's not that secretive, but I'd just rather not project it on a live stream. Because I don't know, I feel like with the internet and stuff there, everyone deserves to be able to make a living doing something that they're really passionate about. And I'm not tied down to core working hours. I just think it's a dying sort of thing. Not that I dislike my job or anything. I quite enjoy my job, to be honest. But yeah, it's just how the world works, really. Everyone's going about Onana from Aston Villa. Sorry to shoot you down, but I do not like Onana at all. I am a project manager. I am a qualified, certified project manager. That is, I have a qualification in the discipline. So I can't say the word. I had on the live stream with Gian I did at the weekend. I think I swore once during the live stream, and I got all of my ad revenue taken away. So I'm not going to say that word, but I'm not one of those. Although I do live near a building where those people operate. I'm pretty sure it's a building where those operate anyway. It's a massage place, so kind of guess. Oh, Smith Rowe or Semenyo. Fixtures wise, it's Smith Rowe, but player ability wise, it's Semenyo. Haaland may not play, but I think he's going to play. I just don't see a reason why Haaland doesn't play. Gives me AC Milan vibes. That have you got the exact address so I know where to avoid? What's that? Where I work. Oh, the brothel. I've said the word now. No, because it's right near where I live, so I'm not going to give away that address. I don't want to tell people where I live. I've just been demonetized now. Thanks. I'm sure that word's okay, to be fair. I forgot Buonanotte plays for Leicester now. How much is he? It depends how much he is. If you're like spending 5 million on him, it's a punt, isn't it? I am in the UK, mate. 5 million. Minutes just not all that nailed on, are they? And his data's not that good, mate. His data's not that good. 0.29 expected returns per 90 is not that great. No, I've not. I have Googled it out of interest to see the services that they offer, but I've not been in there. Oh, you live near that place, you're going to be Googling it, right? Come on. But yeah. There's a sign that says that they, what's it? It says help always needed or something like that, apply within. And that's just been on the place permanently, which I thought was quite funny. Thoughts on Bowen? Planning to swap Jota with him once. Yeah, I like Jarrod Bowen. I really like Jarrod Bowen. The only thing is he doesn't take penalties, which is a little bit of a put off. But I really like Bowen. What's that, Sean? What should be your team name? I'm intrigued. Yeah, Basil, there's nothing solid. I don't think... Right. So I'm reading into a situation that I know nothing about. But when someone passes away, which happened recently, like this week, they don't tend to have a funeral immediately. That doesn't happen. So I don't think it will be this weekend. It's just my opinion. And I also think, I don't know, I'm putting myself in Haaland's shoes here, being respectful of the situation, etc. But if that happened to me in my life where a friend passed away or whatever, and I was a professional sports player, I would compete like in their honour. I would want to play and score a goal and play well like in their honour. So for me, I think he plays with that in mind. It's just my opinion though. Help always needed. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I made a best differentials video during the international break, and Bowen was the first player I spoke about. Yeah, exactly. Barton. There you go, Mr. Barton. But it's in the UK, so I don't know. Obviously, Haaland's friends are probably very wealthy, and you just, who knows, right? But it usually takes a little while. You know, can't believe we're talking about this on a stream. I'm being very obviously trying to be as respectful as I can about the situation. I have Son and Solanke for Arsenal. Would you sell one or just roll? No, I'd roll, mate. I think two of them could quite easily score. You have to, don't you, Sean? Yeah. We're talking FPL at the end of the day. You have to think about these things. I would agree with that opinion. You can be respectful and then, yeah, take a judgment on whether he plays, right? I mean, for me, unless it was the funeral and, yeah, a friend or family member or whatever passed away and I was a pro sportsman, I'd want to compete in their honour, and I would imagine the deceased would want me to do the same, right? But no, if I passed away and one of my friends was a pro sportsman, I want them to keep going, you know? Have the dreaded Gabriel and Porro partnership. I really like Robertson, mate. It depends who you're selling. It depends who you're selling for Salah. It just depends who you're selling. It could be okay, but it all depends on who you're getting rid of. Your thoughts on Lewis and Guardiola? Yeah. I think there's three players that can play two positions. Obviously, Walker is stuck at right back, but both Guardiola and Lewis can play on the left, and Walker can play on the right. I have no more thoughts than that, really. I think it's probably Lewis and Guardiola that play. Exactly, Sean. I agree. There you go, Kinku. There you go. I think, for me, that's also the best way to deal with it. I'm just going to check. I don't want to flash up my Twitter feed on stream in case something comes up that gets me in trouble. So I'm just going to have a scroll on my phone and just see if there's any new news that's come out. I don't think there is. I think all the presses have finished now. Yeah, it's Ali Andrew. That was my thoughts. That's exactly what I think will happen. And I think he will score many goals because he's my captain. And I think the simple thing is that the thing to go back to is don't worry about captaincy, because this kind of situation is not going to leave him on the bench, right? If it does mean he doesn't play, it means he's not going to be in the squad. This kind of thing does not bench someone, right? So yeah, just captain him vice Salah. And if he doesn't play, it doesn't matter. You've probably got someone on your bench that can come in as well. That would be my view. I'll be live for another 10 minutes or so, and then I've got to have a little stretch and go to training, if that's right. Should I transfer out Bailey for Madueke or Mitoma for a hit? Because my team value is already horrendous and I don't want to make it worse. I'd go Mitoma. I don't feel too comfortable about Mitoma. I'd go for a Semenyo, Smith Rowe, or Rogers if you don't have them as well, and then you get a bit of cash freed up. I've got to be honest, Alex, I'm not 100% sure. I do think Kai Havertz will drop into the midfield. That's one thing I do think will happen. Thomas Partey will probably play there as well. Who else do they have amongst their squad? I'm going to use the FPL midfielders. They got Jorginho, haven't they? think Jorginho could play. Yeah, I think we could see Thomas Partey, Havertz, and Jorginho in midfield. And then Jesus, Saka, Martinelli, or Trossard up top. That's kind of how I think they'll line up. Yeah, something like that. Maybe a 4-2-3-1 with Havertz at the 10. Something like that. Be really annoyed that Marino's injured, wouldn't they? Captain in Trent, wow. I guess bench Jambert, if you don't have Salah or Haaland, he's probably your best bet. The only thing I would say about captaining, the worst emotional position in my mind to be in FPL when you're watching the scores come in is to want a team to keep a clean sheet. That's the worst outcome to want because you have to wait 90 minutes for it to happen, maybe even longer. Whereas a goal could happen at sort of... And then it's a bad outcome rather than a good one as well, if that makes sense. So emotionally, I don't like captaining defenders, but I do think he is probably better than the other three options. I don't think short-term he is a bad choice, but I think long-term he is, just because they've got so many players, mate. He's not going to play every game. I would probably save your transfers rather than make luxury moves. Well, we don't know if Haaland's available. No one's 100% sure. My personal opinion, I've spoken about it loads on this stream already. I think he plays in honour of his friend that passed away. I think he plays. And I also think he scores as well. Oh, God. Neither of them. Neither of them, because I don't think either of them are good long-term options. I think Mazzuari, it will be Shaw and Dallo are the first choice United fullbacks. And then Luca Dean is the biggest troll in FPL history. Never forget that. And Martson plays for them as well. Madueke versus Mitoma. I think I'd actually go Madueke. Although I don't like either of them, I'd probably say Madueke. Yeah, Madueke. Why not? I think he probably plays the next two. What Chelsea got decent fixtures, haven't they? Bournemouth and then West Ham. Yeah, Madueke. Saka and Gabriel to Salah, and nah, leave your team, mate. That's why I went for Colwill, Sean. I thought the Chelsea fixtures were pretty decent when I had to sell Quansah. Yeah, Wolves, Palace, Bournemouth, West Ham, Brighton, Forest were the fixtures. Although Brighton being a green fixture, I don't think is fair. Eddie Howe's been bigging up Anthony Gordon in his press conference. Big ups. I also got Colwill instead of Robinson. Yeah. Oh, I had Robinson already, so my decision was made. I just think the three teams that got promoted will go down. And I think that's going to happen for seasons to come. I really do. I just think all the teams that got promoted will go down. Still a long way to go, Notion Vids, mate. Still a long way to go. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Mate, I wouldn't be touching Isak this week. Wolves away. Oh, what a good fixture that is. Why would you sell him? On penalties, going to play 90 minutes. I'd just keep him. And even Fulham is a great, isn't... Rubbish. RB Leeds. They fall apart, Tom. That's all Leeds do. Isak. And same with Gordon. I've seen other content creators who I won't name saying that Gordon is a sell this week. I was like, what? Wolves are one of the worst performing teams in the league this season so far. I wouldn't be touching him. I think I'll go Gordon to Mbumo either game week 5 or 6. But I'm very happy to keep hold of him for now. I mean, they haven't looked all that good, but I just don't think Newcastle will have a problem scoring goals. Well, I could do Guardiola to Robertson this week. That's a move that I considered, but I just don't think it's worth it. Like, all the expected points algorithms and the expected points algorithm in my head says they'll score similar this week. I just can't justify making the move. But I want Liverpool defence. Yeah, exactly, Sean. You think Leicester will stay up? I think Leicester are the worst of the... Well, I think Southampton are the worst of the three. Leicester in the middle and Ipswich are the best. And then Everton are the fourth team. Maybe even Wolves could flirt with it as well, to be fair. Sally, I'd only captain Eze if I didn't have Haaland or Salah. Oh, I've noticed. You notice Haaland's been flagged now. Why not Rico Lewis? I just think the Liverpool defenders are better than Lewis, mate. And I don't have him in my team. I can't afford him. Number one, and I don't think his minutes are safe enough for me to sell Guardiola for him, so I can't get him basically. I think Liverpool probably do keep a clean sheet actually against Forest. Don't see why not. I predicted them to. I did some score predictions. There you go. I've run through them already, so I won't talk through them, but those are my score predictions for the week. Agree, Sean. That's my thoughts too. I'd probably bench Semenyo because he's a... Ooh. Bloody hell. Actually, that's so hard. Kinley, get a coin out. Heads is bench Muniz. Tails is bench Semenyo. There you go. Toss a coin and then let that decide for you. That's so hard. Lots of goals in the league, mate. Minus 100-point punishment for City. I'm not going to get into that, but yeah. All you need to do is look at some of the companies that have sponsored Man City on their advertising hoardings for the last few years, and then read into whether they're actually companies or not. Trent captain written all over it. There you go. Like I said, I think it makes sense. It's just emotionally watching games and wanting clean sheets is so painful. It's so painful. It's almost counterproductive. Like, yeah, I just hate it basically, but I can see the logic. Oh, I need Isak to do well this week. I need Gordon to do well. What's Gordon's ownership now? He dropped in price already. 17.5%. He's just scored a goal. I don't get it. Don't get the rush to sell him. He's got Wolves. It seems mad. Is Rico Lewis a decent pick? I think he's both, mate. I think he's a decent pick and a bit of a risk. I think he's both. Because I guess with his price point, you're willing to take the risk, right? Yeah, fair enough, Alex. That's what I'm here for, Andrew. Not a problem. Please leave a like on the stream if you found it useful. I think De Bruyne is decent. The one thing I would say about De Bruyne is that his returns are always more weighted towards assists than goals, which are less points bearing than like other midfielders. That would be the only thing I'd say about him. I'd also love Solanke to do well, mate. I agree with what Sean said. By the way, I just read that Reece James is being paid $13 million a year, and he's got 4 years left on his contract at Chelsea. And yeah, he's not going to play many games, I don't think. Oh, sorry, I hit my mic then. Yeah, it's fair enough, Joseph. I can see the logic. It's just it's painful for me to take as an owner who wants to stick with him. Oh God. I'd probably bench Smith Rowe of that lot. Not really. I'm 111k overall and I've not had them. So, no, not really that worried. He could be a good option. I want to give him 2 or 3 games in that team to see, but he could be good. What's quite nice is that there are going to be some good emerging cheap players in each position, I think. Like, we've already got some good sub 6 million midfielders, and we're going to have some 6 million-ish strikers that are going to be good as well, right? Likes of Wissa, João Pedro, and Nketiah. So I'd give Nketiah some time, but I think he could be a good option. I'll stay live for 10 more minutes. I'll hop off at 1:45. My shoulder's been giving me a bit of jit while I've been swimming as well, so I need to do a little bit of activation and stuff for that, which will take a bit of time. Can this please be the week that Haaland has like what? Well, we'll find out. I hope he gets 7. That's what I'm aiming for. 7 goals. That's what he's going to get. Just saw an FPL lessons meme on Twitter. There you go. Don't wildcard too early. Your team doesn't look as bad as you think. That could have been my team. I could have wildcarded this week, but I don't think it's as bad. Bad to do it. John Brailsford, Smith Rowe and Rogers don't see the fascination. I agree. I don't see the desperate need to get either of them in, but if they enable other moves, that's why you do it. And for me, I went for Smith Rowe, but I'm obviously not going to defend him to the hills. Torn between starting Porro or Concert. Yeah, that's tough. Who have Villa got? Have they got Everton? I haven't got any Villa players to know. I want you to do some maths in your head, Tom, right? So, in your mind, what is Aston Villa's chance for clean sheet? And what are Pedro Porro's likelihood to get an attack in return? And then whichever one comes out at a higher percentage in your brain, you pick them. That's what I'd do. So I don't think Porro keeps a clean sheet. He's got a chance, but I don't think he does. That would be the mental maths I'd do. For me, I'd say Conser is 35% to keep a clean sheet, and Porro's 35% to get an attack in return in my brain. Bench Isak. Oh, I'd bench Smith Rowe. Undoubtedly bench Smith Rowe, mate. Isak's on penalties, scored 20 goals last season. I'd play Isak, almost definitely. Even regardless of the fixture, I'd play Isak. They play each other, don't they? Overall, don't say both. Well, a clean sheet is obviously more points bearing than an attacking return, but you can only get one clean sheet. You can get multiple attacking returns, and attacking returns usually mean bonus points too, whereas clean sheets don't necessarily mean bonus points. So they probably do even out. But I wouldn't pick, like Leif Davies, for example, I wouldn't pick him because all he's going to do is get attacking returns. If that makes sense. So I'd either pick a reasonable clean sheet, reasonable attacking return, or just a clean sheet. I wouldn't pick just an attacking return defender, if that makes sense. See my logic? Hopefully you do. FPL Tom with the goods there. Oh, so it's, yeah, what's that? And then Concer's probably like a 4 or 5%. So I think chances of clean sheets plus attacking returns very similar. Thank you, Tom. That's good data there. Give Tom some love in the chat. Give him a little sub. It's a good channel. How many points am I on? 249. 249. Cheers, mate. It's basically all luck and down to Haaland and Salah being in my team. That's basically what it's done. The rest of my team's pretty pants, to be honest. I'm not scared of rotation, but I would be scared of injury. Kanate is made of cheese, mate. He'll get injured. Almost definitely get injured at some point. So that would be my worry with Kanate. It's just injuries. What I would actually say, if Kanate does pick up quite a bad injury, not saying I want players to get injured, but I do think Quansah becomes an option again when that does. It's almost inevitable that Kanate gets injured. So it's just one thing I'd bear in mind. But I was just taking my watch off, ready for training. Mate, it's all close, isn't it? Like, there's nothing in it at this stage. I hope you can understand my reasonings for putting my rank on my thumbnail, but ultimately, 3 game weeks in, there's a lot of luck involved, and what else am I trying to say? A lot of luck involved, and there's so little in it. Keep shooting your questions in. I'll have another 5 minutes on, and then I've got to shoot. It's a long way to go, Tom. It doesn't matter. I'm actually fuming, though. I wanted to go from Murphy to Mbumo, but I woke up late, so I missed out on 14 points. Oh. We've all been there, mate. It's the nature of the game. Nature of the game. Got to be waking up earlier. I like it, Tom. And my apologies if, with 3 Toms, FPL Tom helping Tom on Tom's stream, making a decision. Look at that, Tomception. I think that's the way to go. I think I would do that personally, and I apologise up front if Porro gets an attack in return. Have we had anything on Palmer? He's been in. I think he's ready to go, mate. He's in training. I think he'd be fine. I have watched Leon Marchand, mate. He is a pretty gifted man, isn't he? He's got the same coach as Michael Phelps. If you were interested in that. So yeah, it basically does. Oh, what's happened here? My stream view on YouTube's died. Hopefully, the stream's still going. But yeah, Leon. It's Leon, not Leon. Leon, his coach Bob Bowman, and Michael Phelps are all pally, which is quite cool. No, I don't have a members league. I should do one, shouldn't I? I'll start one, mate. I'll do that when I get home from training tonight. My apologies. I should do a members league. Cheers, Andrew, mate. Appreciate that. No, I think Haaland plays. I think he plays. I'd say 80% my brain is that Haaland plays, although I'm not Haaland, so. Yeah, I'll show you a picture. The most impressive feat of the whole Olympics, though, was a Chinese swimmer named Pan Zhan Lei, who broke the 100 freestyle world record. There's the 3 of them together. You can see that. But the 100-meter freestyle men's was the most impressive, probably the most impressive like athletic feat I've ever seen. Absolutely insane. And then he went even better on the end of a men's relay, the medley relay at the end of the competition, and did a 45.9 100-meter freestyle split, which is the fastest. So he did the fastest free swim, so like a race swim, and then the fastest relay split of all time in the same Olympics. It's just absolutely crazy. And that's the event that I do. And so I know how hard it is to swim that quickly. And yeah, it's just amazing what he did. It is complete luck, FPL Mackham, but it's a good bit of luck in it. You always want home fixtures where you can get them. Oh my God, Michael Keane. No. No. He's not 100% sure to start, but the news from... Sorry, guys, get rid of that. The news from Ange is positive. There's a quote from him at the bottom there. Sorry, I didn't really go through the press conference news again. I've just been replying to the chat. So yeah, that's the latest. My pleasure, mate. My pleasure. Thinking of Muniz to João Pedro, but not sure. I just keep hold of Muniz, mate. I think that's a bit of a luxury move, to be honest. I just stick by Muniz for another week. That'd be my view on that. I know he's bigged up João Pedro, but I would stick with Muniz. I think on that note, guys, I've been live for an hour and a quarter. I'm going to shoot off if that's all right. Got training now. Hopefully you guys found that stream useful. If you want some more FPL, bigger dose of FPL, I'm pretty sure Tom can confirm in the chat, but I'm pretty sure FPL Tom's going to go live this evening. I'm pretty sure I saw a tweet from him. So if you want a similar kind of vibe to what you just had here and want some more FPL info and news and chat, join in. I think it's 8 p.m. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this stream. I'll be live tomorrow, live at 7:30. There you go. I'll be live tomorrow. I can't remember if I did it, I think 8 a.m., 8:30 a.m., something like that. I don't have training anymore on Saturday morning, so I'll be live nice and early for the deadline stream. So yeah, got a little quiz as well for you if you're interested. So yeah, cheers everyone. Hope you enjoyed it. See you in a bit.